broadcast here. So I'm playing around with my camera to get ready. Just making sure the light and the sound. That means I have to speak up. I was gonna wear my mic, but this might be a long one, so I needed power, more important than sound. So that means I'm gonna have to speak up. Okay, I've got Bev. Got a little. This is a stool, but it's got my notes. At least some of them. Pen. Sorry, it's seltzer water. Um, got my phone, other phone, just in case. And we are going to get into this. All right. So my last video about Terrance, uh, Harvard, Howard. Sorry, I was thinking of school. Okay, because the video I was watching. So Terrance Howard. Most people know of him as an actor, and most people know him as an actor that plays certain kind of roles. And this is where I think a lot of people are triggered and a lot of people are starting to push back, make fun of him, that kind of thing. So he was in the movie Hustle and Flow. Yes, that Terrance Howard. He was also in, I think, Iron Man. I did not see that movie, or did I? I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a while. But this is where people try to make people seem like they're not legit just because they have other jobs, right? And that's kind of where I want to start with first. If you listen to him speak, you will know that he is the real deal. I've already seen, it's kind of funny though, already seen some videos of scientists trying to disqualify him, calling him a pimp, and it's like he's like on drugs and all this other stuff. I think he had talked about the allegations in the Joe Rogan podcast already, so I'm not here to be like whatever. Just because a person um may or may not have done a thing doesn't make what they're saying not correct. Now, if you want to be like that, this is what I heard. Einstein, that wasn't his first wife or second wife. Okay, so Stephen Hawking. I mean, if y'all really want to go there, let's go there. But this is not about that. This is about what he is talking about. So Terrance Howard, he originally he did not want to be an actor. He wanted to be a scientist. And that, again, as a teacher, an educator, that makes me feel so amazed in that he is now cross hatched this whole career of making it to what most people call the pinnacle of success, and he is rejecting it, but he's using it to help his passion, which is science. And I am here for it. Okay. I too, I'm a musician and a creative, but I'm also a nerdy scientist too. Like, if I had to call myself a scientist, I guess, I don't know, a researcher. Let's just call myself a researcher. So he's got this whole website, for which, again, I will put that in the comments. I really want more people to be aware of this. And what I've started to notice is that he is so, like, even on the Joe Rogan interview, he was going so far beyond this man's head. He didn't even know what kind of questions to ask him. Like, he tried, but it was just like nothing happening, because he couldn't even grasp what he was saying most of the time. All right, so what resonated with me early on in this interview was his idea of there is no such thing as a straight line. That caught my attention, because I was like, wait, maybe I think I know where you're going with this, but now I'm going to lay this out for all of you. There is no, he's right. There is no such thing as a straight line if you think about it. All right, so you got to know some certain concepts. So, matter, states of matter. Most people are aware of the three: solids, liquids, gases, right? So, solids have atoms that are tightly positioned together, for lack of a better word. They are positioned together. Liquids also positioned together, but they're moving a little bit. Everything moves, and I'm going to go into my other book in a second. But then gases move even more, a little bit more. So solid, they move. Then liquid, a little bit more. Gases, a little bit more. There's a fourth state of matter, for which I just taught my second graders this year in America, because they're already teaching kids this in India. Plasma is the fourth state of matter. This is when your gases are electrified. They're already being used in televisions. Plasma TV is already being used in neon lights. Plasma is lightning. The plasma that we see every day is the sun. That is a plasma. Okay? Fourth state of matter on this planet. First state of matter in this universe, or at least in our solar system. Okay? So when he started talking about there is no such thing as a straight line, he was talking about how, I guess, perspective, how in mathematical terms, we start with a point, okay? Then there's 2D, length and width. Length, oh wait, let me do it the right way. Length and then width. That's two dimensionals, okay? He is talking about how we are only talking about two dimensions in math right now. Then there's the three-dimensional. Now, three-dimension, we do know about that in geometry, right? We live in the 3D world. That's how we're able to touch things, okay? I usually blow the kids' minds when I say, when you write something on a piece of paper, that's 3D. The ink is three-dimensional. There is a measurement. There's something to measure it with. So that's 3D. And then if that is the case, if a line is not straight, well, okay, let me go back to solids, liquid, gases. Solids. If a line is a solid, it's vibrating. You just don't see it. Anything that is solid, this is vibrating. It might not be vibrating to the point where you see it, like a liquid could or a gas, but it is moving. Okay? It is moving. So, in order for a straight line to even exist, it's moving. It's a solid, right? It's vibrating. And what he is saying is, in order for a straight line to be a straight line, there's still movement in that line. Okay? He is saying, you might not see it with your naked eye, but it's there. It's there. Okay, this is what, I guess ideally what it's doing, right? This, a wave. That is what he's saying. So there is no such thing as a straight line. You just don't have the instruments or the tools enough to see the vibration of that line. Okay? Back and forth. Okay, so I hope most people could follow that. When it comes to the straight line, okay, I'm not going to go through everything he had mentioned in that video with Joe Rogan. If anything, I actually went to a different video for when he went to, let's see, I forget which college. And this video is 6 years old. Okay? He went to Oxford and spoke in Oxford 6 years ago. And he had like this, it's like, what do you call it? It's like a symposium, not really a lecture, or maybe a lecture, because he was presenting these ideas that he has, and he was actually asking them prove me wrong. I need more minds on this. So it's not even like he was saying, like, I know everything. He literally in that video, like I said, 6 years ago, saying, can y'all help me out with the science, like with the math and the science? Like, I'm telling you, this is not what we think it is. And I need more brains on this to open up, right? So that's basically what he was saying in that video. So I'll go back to the Joe Rogan video, maybe eventually. I don't know, but it's making me know more into what he really wants people to start to think about, to put their minds on. But as I also started to realize, not everybody knows and understands about the states of matter. And here I am, second grade teacher of all things. This is what we teach the kids. Some of us need just that basic science to understand. So I went ahead and explained that. So let me go over it one more time. So we do have states of matter on this planet. 3. But actually 4. But 3. I'll go over the 3. So we have solids. Give you an example of a solid. Liquids. We go show you my bev. So the reason why a liquid must be in a container is because of its attributes. The atoms themselves are loosey goosey, and then a gas. If I had a balloon, it would be again a container holding the gas inside because it's all over the place. The atoms. Then there is the 4th state of matter on this planet, but the 1st state of matter in this universe. Please look this up. It's there. It's on the YouTubes. It is plasma. Plasma is the sun. Plasma is lightning when it strikes. You can see plasma when you have neon lights. You can also see plasma. Can't think of the other thing right now. They're using it in technology with plasma TVs. Yeah. So those are the states of matter. Now, what I'm trying to put together here is, if he is saying, Terrance Howard is saying, there is no such thing as a straight line, because solids have a vibration, there is movement in this line, a straight line. Let's pretend like this pen is a straight line. It's not. It's vibrating. You just don't see it. Okay? That's what he's saying. And he's also saying, because it vibrates, vibration itself, I'm just going to slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. That means this is what's happening. This is where a lot of physicists are talking about waves. Is the universe a wave? Is the universe moving in a wave? We might have particles, so that's why they talk about how light might be. Is it a particle or is it a wave? If you watch the movie Who the Bleep Do We Know, or What the Bleep Do We Know, that they have a whole segment of that in that movie. Where is it let me go up and down. Is it a wave or is it a particle? Or is it both? Or it just depends on who's looking at it, when they look at it. Or maybe it is just a particle and it just decided, I'm just going to be a wave until you stop looking at me. And that's where a lot of physicists are talking, debating and working on all of that with right now. So putting that in everyday people terms, okay? What also resonated with me was when he started to use the term, like the idea of vibration. That's what drew me to the states of matter. I'm like, yep, he's right. States of matter. Everything vibrates. And also, this is my copy of the Kybalion. That's why I have it. I think the last time I was on, I mentioned I was going to want to do like a book study of the Kybalion. But I think instead, what I really want to do is kind of jump around in it. The Kybalion is a book that was, I guess, published in the early 20th century. And they claim that there are no authors, or they say it's the initiates. But I don't want to go too much into that, like who actually wrote it. But the intro talks about how there's ancient knowledge taken from Egypt and Greece, which really is really Egypt, but not necessarily Greece. But how the the keys to the universe are here in this book. That they took all of what is called the Hermetic principles and broke them down and started explaining what it is this universe is. Okay. So because I said I wanted to do a book study, I'm actually, like I said, I'm gonna jump around, wait for my cat to come over here and sit on this stool because that's what he wants to do. I got my little bookmark here, and let me grab my bib before I go too far into this. So he doesn't try to put over. All right. So in the Kybalion, this would be chapter talking about uh, vibration, the Hermetic principles. I'm trying to remember how many. I think there's just 9. Sorry, let me go ahead and read them because I just flipped right on to them. Here it is. There's 7. Excuse me. The 7 Hermetic principles of Hermes Trismegistus, or Thoth. Okay. The principle of mentalism, that's 1. The principle of correspondence, the principle of vibration, that's what we'll talk about right now. The principle of polarity is number 4. The principle of rhythm, which is number 5. The principle of cause and effect, which is 6. And the final one, the principle of gender. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to just talk about number 3, which is chapter 9 in the Kybalion, if you were to get it. And I'll put a link in this video because I'm trying to remember. Yeah. Yes. All right. So I'll be reading a little, talk a little. Read a little, talk a little. This is book study. Okay. All right. It says vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. The Kybalion. The 3rd Hermetic principle, the principle of vibration, embodies the truth that motion is manifest in everything in the universe, that nothing is at rest, that everything moves, vibrates, and circles. Okay. This Hermetic principle was recognized by some of the early Greek philosophers who embodied it in their systems. And like I just said, it's actually even older than that. Okay. But then for centuries, it was lost sight of by the thinkers outside of the Hermetic ranks. But in the 19th century, physical science rediscovered the truth, and the 20th century scientific discoveries have added additional proof to the correctness and the truth of this centuries-old Hermetic doctrine. The Hermetic teachings are that not only is everything in constant movement and vibration, but that the differences between the various manifestations of the universal power are due entirely to the varying rate and mode of vibrations. So what they're basically saying is that everything vibrates but differently. It like, again, back to the particle wave idea, right? Particle wave. Then there's other elements, which I'm going to go back with the Terrance Howard connection in a second. Not only this, but that even the all, and that's everything, the all, in itself manifests a constant vibration of such an infinite degree to intensity and rapid motion that it may be practically considered as at rest, the teachers directing the attention of the students to the fact that even on the physical plane, a rapidly moving object, such as a revolving wheel, seems to be at rest. So when you're looking, like, they're saying that things move, there are different rates and speeds of the vibration. And some things are moving so fast that it looks like it's standing still. Let me say it again. Things are moving so fast, these vibrations of states of matter, say like this pen, solid, moving so fast that you think it's standing still. Okay. Modern science has proven that all that we call matter and energy are but modes of vibratory motion, and some are more advanced scientists are rapidly moving towards the positions of the occultist, going back to the ancient knowledge, who hold the phenomena of mind are likewise modes of vibration or motion. Let us see what science has to say regarding the question of vibrations in matter and energy. Okay, I kind of just broke a little bit of it down before I started reading. Okay, in the first place, science from matter or heat. That's another form of vibration. That's one of the more common things where everything is. When Lauren Hill said everything is, she meant that. Everything is everything. It's just different degrees of everything. So heat is a great example of that. Point in time, so I can break this down. I already know this one, this part of the chapter. When you think about heat or cold, at what point in time does it become heat? The temperature. At what point in time does cold become cold? The temperature. That's what they're saying. It's just there is this kind of range of measurement that at one, like, we just don't know how to like say this is the cutoff when it's just a range. Everything is everything. Okay. All right, so let me actually read it. Sorry, I'm on my porch but not on my porch. So I'm trying to be careful of the sounds I'm making. All right. In the first place, science teaches that all matter manifests in some degree the vibrations arising from temperature or heat, be an object cold or hot, both being but degrees of the same things. It manifests certain heat vibrations, and in that sense, it is in motion and vibration. Just said that. It's just degrees of both heat and cold. Then, all particles of matter are in circular movement from corpuscle to suns. That's what he said. Vibration, waves. There is no straight lines. Okay, even my camera's like doing it. Oh goodness. All right. The planets revolve around suns, and many of them turn into axes. Like, when we rotate upon ourselves, it's an axis. The suns move around greater central points, and these are believed to move around still greater, and so on, and so on. And the word is infinitum, like till forever. The molecules of which the particle kinds of matter are composed are in the state of constant vibration and movement around each other and against each other. The molecules are composed of atoms, which likewise are in the state of constant movement and vibration. The atoms are composed of corpuscles, sometimes called electrons, ions, etc. Okay, which also are in the state of rapid motion, revolving around each other, and which manifest in a very rapid state and mode of vibration. And so we see all forms of matter manifest vibration in accordance to the Hermetic principle of vibration. So, excuse me. So again, this is basically saying everything follows this law, no matter what it is, no matter how tiny, no matter what degree of whatever it is, everything vibrates. Everything. And if it vibrates, then straight lines aren't straight lines. That's what Terrance was saying. If everything vibrates, straight lines, there's no such thing. It's just moving so fast that you can't see it. Okay. I feel like I want to skip around. I don't know. Should I skip around in this chapter? Hmm. Because they're basically, again, I'm already breaking this down for y'all, some of it. And some of it, I just want to get to. Okay, so, yeah. I'm looking to see who's here and who's listening. No one out there. Okay. So, okay, I'll skip a page. All right, so I'll go to the page where they're talking about the rapidly moving objects that look like they're standing still. Some scientists have offered the illustration of a rapidly moving wheel, top or cylinder, to show the effects of increasing rates of vibration. The illustration supposes a wheel, top, or revolving cylinder running at a low rate of speed. We'll call this revolving thing the object in following our illustration. Let us suppose the object moving slowly. It may be seen readily, but no sound of its movement reaches the ear. Now we're getting there. Because Terrance was also talking about how vibration has keys, tones, sounds. Okay? And I forgot to bring, I was going to bring my ukulele over here as a demonstration piece, but, or my guitar. Well, I don't know. Maybe another time. All right. So things are vibrating to a sound. That's basically what Terrance was saying. Well, he's saying it in a way that most people just assume that, but I don't think a lot of people recognize that. So this is what I'm saying here in this paragraph. So this paragraph is saying that yes, there's vibrations so fast that you can't tell if something is moving or not. Then there's vibrations so slow that you can't hear the hum of it. But everything has sound too. Pitch. Okay. All right. So let's go. Let's suppose it moves slowly. Okay. Maybe readily with sound. In a few moments, its movement becomes so rapid that a deep growl or low note may be heard. Then, as the rate is increased, the note raises one in the musical scale. Then the motion still further increases. The next highest note is distinguished. Then, one after another, all the notes of the musical scale appear, rising higher and higher as the motion is increased. Okay? Finally, when the motions have reached certain rate, the final note, what is this word? Perceptible to human ear, so that by the time we're able to hear it, so this is what they're saying, it's reached, and the trill piercing streaks dies away and silence follows, breaking the sound barrier. No sound is heard from this revolving object, the rate of motion being so high that the human ear cannot register the vibrations. When a okay, think about a motor. Most people, most dudes, I guess, and most people know about how a motor makes noise, right? Hums, all the things rotating and moving and stuff, and all the stuff makes a sound. What if things are moving so fast that it breaks the sound barrier and you can no longer hear the sound? But somehow it's still there. Just because you can't hear it, see again, all this stuff, just because you can't hear it and see it doesn't mean it's not there. It's there, my friends. No sound is heard from the revolving object, the rate of motion being so high that the human ear cannot register the vibrations. Then comes the perception of raising degrees of heat. This is all light. He's also talking about light and colors too. Okay? This is heavy, y'all. I'm telling you. This is heavy. All right, then, after quite a time, the eye catches a glimpse of the object becoming a dull, dark, reddish color. He's talking about I'm going back to Terrance now. This is the color spectrum, bending of light, a prism. All light is white until you bend it with a lens, and then you get the prism. The lowest on the rung is what? Red. That's what they're saying. Okay. As the rate increases, the red becomes brighter. Then, as the speed is increased, the red melts into an orange. Then the orange melts into a yellow. Then follow successfully the shades of green, blue, indigo, and finally violet as the rate of speed increases. This is also the chakra system, y'all. People like Terrance, who are polymaths, by the way, and I feel like I'm a polymath too, has started to make these connections. Like people who are just straight like book scientists or whatever, and they're just um, listening to the science of the day or whatever, and they can't think outside the box kind of thing. But then there's the theoretical physicists out there. They're thinking outside the box. They ain't saying nothing, okay? Because they're starting to maybe be like, oh, he might have something. He might be onto something here. There's a lot of people who are listening to him, and again, I like that he has brought his fame to this work. He even mentioned in the other video that he's worried that he might not make it in this current form here, right? Because of what he's dropping is so revolutionary. So because he's so mainstream and what he is saying is so revolutionary, there might be some minds blown out there. There are gonna be some people like they're already, like I said, they're already like trying to make fun of him, and just trying to say, oh, he's an actor or he's a pimp, that kind of stuff. They're already trying, and can't make this stuff up. Okay, he's just putting out new theories in a way that makes sense. Some of it's common sense. Like I was like, duh, yeah. Vibration is the key to it all. Before there was anything, even it even says it in the Bible, y'all. It's like, um, what does it say? Let there be light. Before there was light, before there was anything, the Big Bang, there was sound. Okay. Sorry, just again, uh, getting distracted by the outside. Okay. All right. I feel like I want to skip again. All right. So again, talking about light, vibration, sound, vibration, like matter, states of matter, vibration, all of that. Okay. All right. So maybe I should. Okay. I'll read it. Let me just read it. All right. So it says, then follow successfully the shades of green, blue, indigo, and finally violet as the rate of speed increases. Then the violet shades away. All color disappears, and the human eye not being able to register them. This is called, I guess, the ultraviolet light now. But there is invisible rays emitting from the revolving object, the rays that are used in photographing, yeah, and other subtle rays of light. So again, yeah. Then begin to manifest the particular rays known as the X-rays, etc. As the constitution of the object changes, electricity and magnetism are emitted when the appropriate rate of vibration is attained. Mm-hmm. Do I want to pause right here with this chapter? Because I feel like I'm given a lot here, and this is only halfway through the chapter, so I have two more pages. So let me pause for just a moment and talk a bit about what this means to us. If the nature of the universe is all vibratory, That includes what Terrance is talking about, the periodic table, the elements. Like, all of those, they vibrate too. And that's, again, that's where I was like, ooh, yeah. And then even before, like when I was listening to the interview with Joe Rogan, I was thinking already, like, okay, if he's about to say all these things vibrate, and I already know crystals are made up of a lot of these, like I call them the heavy hitter elements, like hydrogen and calcium and I can't think of all of it right now, but those are conductors of electricity. Y'all, you know you got crystals in this, right? There's crystals in here. How are you able to even see me right now? Okay? The implications. The implications. The practical applications. So he's saying the periodic table is built kind of messed up. Like there is based, okay, the original, now right now it's built in a way based on atomic weight, and he's probably proposing it should be built by vibration versus by atomic weights. And I can be like, okay, I can be okay with that. Because then he started talking about how, and I'm looking at my notes from the lecture that he gave in that video, hydrogen functions in the key of E, oxygen functions in the key F over F sharp, nitrogen functions in the key of G. And that's all I got so far in his lecture notes. But there are other people who have come up with this idea. He's just now saying it more. This is not new idea either. By no means. This is not something completely new by him. He's just reintroducing us to this idea. And I kind of want to leave this video. I don't want to do a full hour because I really want people to go back and listen to this, what I'm saying. Like I'm trying to make it as easy for people to understand as possible. And I know I keep saying the same things over and over again, but it's not, as an educator, I already know I have to repeat things over and over again. You can't keep going deeper and deeper until some of these concepts are known. And the practical application of what he is saying, there's already application of light in our world, lasers. We already have learned cameras. That's why you see me right now. Lasers, okay? Weapons, right? Medicine, laser surgery, all of this. And I don't think a lot of people realize this. There's also sound surgery too. They've been using vibration to work on doing some surgery, some like non-invasive surgery already. And this is where we need more minds on this that are really trying to think outside the box, because it's already been used. It's already being used. I think the fact that he's just saying it in a different way so more people can pay attention to it, more people can understand it, I think he's doing the right thing, right? Okay, in my opinion, he's doing the right thing. He needs to be able. It needs to be the people's information, and not elitism, and not. What really burns me up is when I'm teaching kids math and science, and I'm talking to their parents, and it's like going over their heads. And even worse, when parents say, "Well, I'm no good at math." And math, it's just a hereditary thing. It's not, okay? I need people to stop with that. I study cognitive health, and I know about cognitive science. That's the whole reason why I started my channel in the first place, is to get people to realize that you are more than what everyone has been telling you that you are. The science is finally catching up. The science is finally being rediscovered. I just need to start, really start using logic and reason and not just regurgitating the things that people like Newton had said. Now, I'm not knocking Newton at all, quite honestly, because they called him a quack too back then. They sure did. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, people were making fun of Newton, people were making fun of Einstein back in their day too. So as much as they're trying to already trying to clown on Terrance right now, in honey, in 5-10 years, this might be revolutionary. Okay, that's really what I want to say, and I just hope more people can study this book and other books like it, Ancient Wisdom, the Kybalion. Open this up. This is how you spell the Kybalion. Okay, I don't know if this is going to be backwards or not, but so the Kybalion by the three initiates. There's mystery around who these initiates are, or if somebody made this up or whatever, And the quote underneath the three initiates say, "The lips of wisdom are closed except to the ears of understanding." Okay. To Hermes Trismegistus, known in the ancient Egyptians as the great great, or the thrice great, right? One more, sorry. Master of masters, this little known volume of Hermetic teachings is reverently dedicated. Okay. So yeah, I want you all to pick up your own copy of the Kybalion. Okay. And again, as I'm looking at these little details here, it's saying the Kybalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy of ancient Egypt and Greece. Okay. So yeah, I just want to give you a mini lesson. Please go back and listen to this again. I'll cover maybe I'll go through the other part of vibration later. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Maybe tonight. Who knows? I don't know. There might be a part 2. Depends on what I feel like. I need to have some dinner or something first. Oh yeah. So thank you for watching and paying attention. I'm telling you, y'all, a lot of us have got to help a lot of others of us catch up to speed to what Terrance is talking about. I don't want him to be alone in this. Okay? I need some of us to dig deep, get back into those elementary science books, because he's really breaking it down to that level to where we can understand this. Now, he might be using like mathematical terms, which I'm not on that upper range of mathematical language. I do know about the Pythagorean theorem. I do remember my algebra training, my geometry training, I didn't take calculus. I took trigonometry. So I didn't take calculus. So I can brush up on a lot of that stuff and, help some people out. But he is kind of breaking it down. If you're really thinking about it, it's like, yeah, it's making sense. It's making sense. So I hope you take what I'm saying to heart. We need to start helping my guy out here, okay? Somebody who looks like us, some of us who just think that everybody should be in a box and know, like, go do your acting. It's like, do you know how many people who are polymaths have so many other interests that can do so many other things? Okay, look up polymaths, y'all, and he's one of them. Okay, there's others like modern times. Okay, Leonardo da Vinci was considered a polymath, who he also, before I let y'all go, he also spent time in the ancient pyramids, Da Vinci, and then took it back to Italy and painted things like the Last Supper and all this other stuff. Um, telling y'all, he's on to something. He's on to something. Take care of our polymaths out there. And with that, I say, take care.